extra time, which I added myself. And cleaning the other day, I noticed there was water leaking from this. So I guess that the cap at the top of it has come loose, and when it moves, there's water coming out. So I'm gonna fix that if possible. There you go. Sure enough, the water is coming from here. And this is a seal. So invert that. Okay. This is the reason I had the extra padding. This comes from Tima. Bought a pack of foam towels, squares, because even with that thing, I don't want to risk kicking through the padding and hitting this little steel thing here. That could cause a bond break. See if we can reattach that. Most likely I'll be training light. Yeah, light. Hello, Georgie. This guy got a shower. I brought him to the bathroom and gave him a scrub with the natural apple soap. I don't believe in cheating, so I'm not going to be attacked. It's just also levels with perfumed soap before we fight. That's a joke by his support. I use natural apple soap and a sponge to scrub him down and then rinse it off in the shower. So why is that doing it? Well, previous training session I got a blood on it, and I've kicked it. So whatever is under the sole of my foot has been put here. Bacterial dust, dirt, things like this. So I cleaned it. Reduce the infection risk. Yeah, I guess I could wear this. You could have this as a shield. Practice punches. So I'm just gonna go under here now. get this together. Well, it's a little bit. Ta-da! Okay. Thanks. Gotta start training now. I also sent the link to my friend Edward on the email, and we'll see if he shows up. He has expressed an interest in doing my video, which means when I'm doing this, I will send him a link. This is a double stream, multi-streaming. This is Rumble Studio, so I'm live to both Rumble and YouTube on my laptop, and then this is the phone stream. So there's 2 streams onto YouTube. Get to work. We're doing elbow strikes and kicks. Yeah, we're gonna do more kicks. Pause on these later. It's a bit warm here. Yesterday I was doing bone conditioning, part of my bones in bed. So I have a metal frame bed here, and I was laying on my belly here, and I had my legs, and I was hitting it, like right above the ankle, like this. Almost like 10 minutes. Oh, it's good. Gonna dry off. elbow strikes now. Maybe this is better. If I hit it hard, it will slide away. Try this angle. Left elbow strikes now. Now I'm doing here for a left elbow strike. Capture the neck and then put him into left knee. Left elbow strike, left knee combo. Here. Bang. Wrap around the neck. And then pull into left knee. You can throw it by the way, you can charge upwards. contract, 2. This one do what I was doing. Double variable. Here. 1. At this angle. Here. 2. 1. 2. Turn around. Got the knees both. This is for still cap shoe kicking. Pressing kicking, kicking soccer ball. This is malfunction. I'll take a short break. Let this soak in and go back to off. Oh, I see, Edward. Oh, okay. Allow. Oh, okay. There you are. Remember what I told you. You have to turn on your microphone and the camera. So you have to click both the microphone and camera icon to be added to the stream. Okay, I see you there. Just a minute. Just wait a second. I gotta get my headphones. I won't be able to hear you. I had this on the charge. Power on. Okay. Here we go. Okay, Ed. There you are. Okay, yeah, that's good to do. Yeah, I do it several times a day myself. Yeah, how long were you backstage before I noticed you? About approximately, what, 3 minutes? Okay, yeah, not too bad. I did write, like, I'm gonna be doing a training stream, so in case you show up backstage and I don't add, you just wait a little bit, I'm likely to notice it, so. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm live here. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm live on YouTube on my phone, and from Rumble Studio to YouTube. Yeah. I saw Georgie was in the chat here before. Yeah. She's a Tagalog nunchuck champion. 2001 world champion. Tagalog nunchuck. Martial art. That's a joke. I saw she had a video practicing with nunchucks. Okay. Pretty cool. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. This one over here. Here. Here, just to go on this. if you notice what I'm doing with my left hand, it's putting up a guard to protect myself from the object recoiling off of there and bouncing back at me, yeah. So don't try this at home. Now these are training nunchucks and not weapon nunchucks. But still, like if you like get in the eye, like even a Q-tip going through, I can hurt. Yeah. So these are light wood, and they have just like a shoestring type of thing there. Yeah. Yeah, they're yeah, with strings attached. I would sell this as a product. So does not come with strings. There will be just 2 sticks. So these are training nunchucks and not weapon nunchucks, meaning I made them in a way where you can use them for coordination training, but they wouldn't be effective as weapons. I mean, if I would swing this hard enough to like make it be dangerous, this string will come off. Meaning, if you swing it, force it like this, generating a lot of momentum force, that it will come off. And they're also too light, and the wood is not dense, heavy wood, so yeah. Here's a guard. A lot of times I practice martial arts, it's the same thing. It's like you learn the skill of learning a skill, which means it's like, how do I train martial arts? It's the same thing for all kind of martial arts. If you would spears, knives, sticks, batons, Muay Thai, boxing, whatever, it's assuming a certain guard or stance, and then attacking from that stance, and then maybe switching to another stance, and then attack this place from there. Go to this position, what can I do from here, what can I go bang, and then bang, for example. It's the same process. It's like, assume a stance, okay, what can I do from here? Well, I can go like this, and then come around like there. What else can I do from here? Well, I can block something at 12 to 6 baton strike, for example, here. And then come around like this. What else can I do? I can assume this guard here. What can I do from this guard? Obviously, this attack is the obvious attack from this guard. Stands here. Bang, okay, here. What about if it hangs here? Well, I can go back here, recapture it. I could also go from beneath, like this, okay. So it's the same method pretty much. Yeah. So how you been, Ed? Okay. Is that the guy who used to help you run your streams? Yeah, didn't you have a guy who was kind of like like Jamie, like somebody like running your streams, being somebody like putting all the graphics and everything? Okay. Yeah. I have a guest on here. So this is my Rumble stream, multi-stream from Rumble to both YouTube and Rumble. So if you watch this phone stream and you want to see, like right now if you watch the phone stream, you just hear me talk, you're not hearing him talk. So on the computer stream that you can find on my homepage, you go back to, you watch this, you go to my channel, go to live, and you see 2 live streams, this one and then this one. So I'm having a live podcast, so you can pick which one you want. Yeah. Okay. I gotta do some elbow strikes from here. Yeah. Absolutely. It can. Like I told you, even like boxing from punches in street fights, the outcome can be fatal a lot of times. Meaning, if you're boxing somebody and I catch them in the jaw and the legs go out, so there's knockouts and knockdowns. So there's no loss of consciousness, knockdowns, which means you get hit and then your legs become spaghetti and you fall down. A liver shock can get people to fall down too without losing consciousness. So there's knockdowns and knockouts. And knockdowns can be caused by a body shot, like a liver shot, for example, or being clipped so you don't go out and like go unconscious, but it's like your legs give out, okay, but it's remain conscious. And if you get hit like, okay, if we box each other in a street fight and you manage to get me, like clip me in the jaw, and I go, whoa, timber, okay, I fall over and hit the back of my head on the asphalt, or even on this like windowsill marble thing that I have, that could definitely be fatal. Same as like if we stand here, fight, bang, 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 you get hit and you fall over sideways, and then you hit your head either on a countertop or a stove or a chair or the ground, you can die. So there's people that die in street fight from losing consciousness and going over. So it's not like the only thing you risk in a street fight is getting bruising and like a broken bone or a cut or something like that. You risk dying. Yeah. Yeah. Man, there's even people, this happens several times that people die in the ring in boxing. Yeah. Well, that's a movie. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. He's a Swedish actor, actually, Dolph Lundgren. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I showed you some elbow strikes before. We were practicing shadow boxing. Sometimes all it takes, like for self-training, is it's like you learn something new. It's like when I was a kid, I got in a fist fight. My first fist fight, street fight, was before I was 10 years old, and I won it. Just walked up and punched the guy in the mouth, and he's like, oh, and he didn't want anything after. He was bullying me, one of my childhood friends. And like he and his brother and my sisters, we were like childhood friends. And they were like teasing me. And I just walked up on him and punched him in the mouth. And I did a nose mouth, but he was bleeding, and he's like shocked, like this. And I guess, so that's, it's like, I've been in a few scuffles, like violent stuff, but instead of being like that, like I would like it to be a while. It was like one run, I hit him, I come back and stuff, but no, it's just one punch. So I walk up, punch him, bang, and he's like shocked like this. And then it's like, I guess he doesn't want anything anymore, I'm kind of like this. So now, when I was a kid, I knew how to throw punches, okay? Okay, one thing, I started self-training throwing boxing punches before I was 10 too. When I was a kid, my mom and dad bought me like a kid's punching bag. It had the American flag, like a set with like the boxing gloves with the American flag, all the red, white, and blue, some, and also a bag. And I think partially was because I had autism as a kid and had like meltdowns. I'd be like mad and like act out. I guess my mom told me, if you feel like this, go hit the bag or something like this, or like kick a trash bag or something like this. Or, okay, something like this. So I knew how to throw boxing punches. Okay, I learned how to throw hands, but I didn't have a concept of elbow strikes, which means I've been in a few fights, like violent alterations, and I knew about like all I knew was like throwing hands, like grabbing, but I didn't like have the concept. I didn't know about Muay Thai, like the elbow strikes. So it's like once I learned elbow strikes, all it can take is like you see like a video of somebody throwing boxing punches, then throwing an elbow strike. It's like, oh, that's something else you can do with your arm. Say, like get the concept, and then it's like you see it once. It's like what is doing? He's throwing here, and then you try it out. So it's like if you just do shadow box, it's like if I swing my elbow forward, it's like theoretically it could cause damage, but if you apply it to impact training, that gives me real-time feedback of it's like, oh yeah, definitely, it's like that confirms this is an effective technique. Here, for example, see. So it's like if I already seen it, like first time I seen an elbow strike, and somebody does an elbow strike, and I like do it in shadow box, like what did he do at the video, and turn my head like it's a shadow boxing, my head. Be like, yeah, I think theoretically, like you move it like this into somebody's head, I feel like it could cause damage. But if you test it in impact training, that kind of confirms it. So it can help you to perfect your technique, because you're having feedback of how much force you're generating. But like what you feel, tactile sense as you're hitting something, and what you hear, and also how much the object is moving. So you're getting feedback, or like if I try different things, I can sense right away. I can tell which elbow strikes are powerful. So if I try it from here, okay, see that's a certain amount of power. I can hear, feel, and see how much it's moving. And if I try something else, it's a bit more powerful.
Well, I start from over here, put my head up, and then move in like this, see? And it's like, obviously, I can feel that was harder, and I can hear it's harder, I can see it's moving more. So it's like real-time feedback. So if you're training something, you don't want to train only shadow boxing. So it's the same thing with knife fighting. When I started training knife fighting martial arts kind of seriously, knives, you start with shadow box and stuff like this, and then after practicing shadow boxing, meaning in the air, you want to apply it to impact training eventually, like if you're serious about improving. So you can learn techniques and stances and combinations from shadow boxing, but you want at some point to take it from shadow boxing to impact training. And what I mean by impact training is using the techniques and everything, hitting something, impacting with something, an object. Yeah, so. Yeah. 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 I think it would be more in times past, in biblical times, when they had Moses and things like this, where men had more testosterone and were similar to me in athleticism. It'd be more likely people would die in fist fights. Like there'd be more men that were athletic and explosive enough to be able to more feasible that you die from the impact to your head of a punch or something like this back then. If a man struck with a man, so here's the point. Now we have more men, we have an epidemic of low testosterone. Most men have low T. Most men in the 20s and 30s have the testosterone levels like a 45-year-old. Okay, now we're getting specifics, it's like estimations. But it's like, for sure, the average man has low T. So a lot of men in the 20s, 25, let's say 25, had the testosterone levels that would be natural for a 45-year-old. And that translates to lower athletic ability, less explosiveness, power, stamina, strength, and things to make you a more effective athlete or fighter, like a warrior. So here's the point. So it's not just the technique itself. Talk about martial arts. It's not just the technique itself. That is like when I was a kid, you look at kung fu movies. You have more you look at Jet Li or Jackie Chan movies, like a small guy who's kicking 30 people's ass, and it's like kind of like the technique centric. There's more of that kind of like fantasy mentality. Okay, it's like Karate Kid stuff, where it's like there's a small guy or like Ip Man, some like old guy. You know, like the 90s kung fu movies, with like some old guy who's like gray haired and like old, but he can kick like 50 henchmen's ass, okay? So it's more like the secret technique. So it's like you have a head hook, it's like tiger claw or something like this, and then it's like the technique, you learn this technique, you can kick anybody's ass. When in reality, it's more about, it's not just the technique, but who's throwing it. So if you think about it like this, if your grandmother was up here with us and I taught her like how to throw a jab, okay? Or anybody else taught her. It's like, here's a way you can attack. It's like, stand like this, move your hand straight forward with the knuckles in the head. Now, if Arnold Schwarzenegger did that here to me versus your grandmother, even if your grandmother has better technique, it might hurt more from Arnold Schwarzenegger doing it. It's also more muscle, his bones are harder, and the athleticism. So it's not just the technique, it's the athleticism. Meaning your cardio, your explosiveness, your strength, yes. So it's like a balance of like proper technique coupled with athleticism that makes a technique really effective. So it's like a combination of both, which is why if you're serious about improving your martial arts skill, it's not just about the techniques, it's about how you live your life, your diet, fasting, like what I do, like things that how I live my life to translate to being more effective in generating force and be able to throw punches for a long time without getting tired and being able to throw many high-powered attacks without getting fatigued and things like this. It's like diet, nutrition, things like this. So living my life in a way that doesn't lower my testosterone levels. So if you're like old, tired, and not
that strong, the techniques are not as effective. So basically my point is this: it's the technique that's important, but it's also the athleticism. So these two things, you don't want to like only focus on the technique. It's like I'm gonna only train like the technique of throwing a jab here and like 10,000 times, and I'm like a master at that, but I'm not doing things to stay strong and healthy and have cardio so I really can do it at high power many times without getting tired. So it's like the whole picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Karate has kicks. Yeah, I had a friend in high school train karate. One of my friends. I it was Kyokushin no Kempo. Yeah, we also did sparring. Yeah, we did sparring together with like these eskrima sticks. Okay, like kind of like bamboo sticks and we fancy words into this. So yeah. Now I've never gone to a karate gym, but it's like I'm not entirely unfamiliar with the system. I think some of karate is like using this wide stance and then here and then going kind of like this, right? Like kind of punching from the hip from like a wide stance. I think that's a karate thing. Yeah. And then also like these side kicks and things like this. Using karate. Yeah. You could get one of these. Now it's a little bit pricey, but if you're really like into martial arts, then you want to find something that you can do at home as a exercise form, kind of like what I'm doing. I could recommend one of these. It's like there's one way you could do it. You can get like a gym card and go to a gym and they have punching bags and all these machines. Or if you're a guy that's like to train at home, if you can invest, if you can get one of these, for example, that can go a long way for training. Yeah. Punching bobs is what I call them. A lot of times, if you search like Amazon to look for different options, you search bob or martial arts bob or bob dummy or something like this, and you find different options. Yeah. Well, martial arts training, yeah. MMA is an acronym that stands for mixed martial arts. So if I'm practicing boxing, I wouldn't say that I'm practicing MMA, but since I'm practicing martial arts and I practice a mix of martial arts, it's like true MMA. Okay, it's a mix. It's boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, some grappling techniques. I even do some wrestling training sometimes with this dummy. Sometimes sticks and knives and things like this. It's a mix of martial arts. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and he's infamous in the martial arts community, Steven Seagal. Yeah, he's infamous more than he's famous. Yeah. Okay, yeah. He's infamous in the martial arts community. He's like a lol cow. You know what a lol cow is? Yeah, it's like a guy who's people are kind of like making fun of. Okay, and there's quite a few of those on the internet. Now, he's kind of like the Lord Cow of the martial arts community. Now, it's kind of like a mixed reputation where some people are like diehard fans of him. You know, he's the ultimate badass. He could, if he was led into the UFC, he'd kill everybody. That's why they don't let him fight some of this. To say if they let Steven Seagal into the UFC, he'll kill him with stuff like this. It's like he'll do some karate chop and then die or something like this. That's why he's not fighting because something like this. Okay, so now here's another thing. There's some people that are like legit martial artists in the UFC that have Anderson Silva before he retired, for example, and more recently Alex Potan Pereira, that has done like for public. I see the show up that like they're having Steven Seagal as a coach, okay, but it's like a clip that shows up and it's Steven Seagal and Alex Pereira, and it's like, hey, Steven Seagal is there, and it's got his dyed beard and everything, and it's got a little piece of wood, and it goes like, I'm gonna teach you a way to punch, Alex. That is like is more dangerous. It's like you don't hit like this. You just hit it like this, and it's holding up like a thing. And Alex Pereira looks like a monkey. It's like there's a clip of a monkey
of this, like David Attenborough next to Michael is trying to have him in there. So I appreciate he actually looks like bewildered and kind of like into it. That's like the energetic sense. Where it's like, what is this guy? I guess his mind goes into student mode when his head is experience. Before he shows up as in coach, he takes it seriously, and it's like this guy is gonna teach me technique, and it's like I'm here to learn, okay. So whatever, he's not like haha laughing or something, but so he goes into student mode, and it's like he goes like, and then I gotta give you one of these. Here's a piece of wood, and then Pereira hits it like this. And it's like, does this guy have to be filming now or something like this? Because it's like Steve Seagal, it's like, I guess it's like some of these techniques are so effective that it's like we don't want his competition to learn them too. And another thing is like a joke, it's like if you shake Steven Seagal's head as a martial artist and you win a fight after that, he'll take full credit of it. It's like if I was a amateur boxer and it's a convention with Steven Seagal is there and he's like doing some kind of a demonstration and I go up like and he shows me one time like how to throw a punch. If I win that martial art after, he'd be like, yeah, I was working with this guy. I was his coach, and it's like after that he won the match. Like Anderson Silva, yeah, I taught him that kick, okay. Anderson Silva won, and then Steven Seagal shows up being interviewed by this curly-haired woman, and he's like, yeah, I was training with this guy, and he's like, I showed him just that kick. When you have your match, you go out there, you throw like just like I showed him he did it, okay. So it's like he takes full credit, okay. So I think it can be a little bit of like a kind of like half a joke, okay? I don't really think that the martial artists are thinking that it's going to make a huge difference to have like a 15-minute coaching session with Steven Seagal or something like this. So Steven Seagal is infamous about as much as he's famous. So it's like he's got a reputation being an asshole, first of all, in Hollywood, of kicking herding stuntmen, for example. Like he would like actually like try to hurt bully people. If he's got a fight scene with some smaller guy, maybe hurt him or something like this. Here's the point. And also for being like fake, okay, like overestimating. So with the judo, for example, judo is a legit martial arts aikido things like this. But what he does, it's like part of the demonstration of that style. It's the people that have the job of kind of getting ass kicked. So it's like a lot of that is like there's a guy there and it's like okay, they come at him, like 30 people in the dojo come at a guy and he just goes and everybody's like falling over, and part of it is like they're flowing, they're letting themselves be defeated, okay. They're not really okay, it's like Steven Seagal grabs your hand and then somebody falls down like this, okay, and that's not really what you can expect in real life, okay. Yeah, I saw a clip the other day actually. YouTube made it show up Wesley Snipes from Blade. Okay, and it was the scene where Blade was up against the wall, and there's like a room full of henchmen there, the vampires. And then one of them's like, I got his pig sticker, meaning like his blade, okay? Ha 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 ha. And then it's like last, and like, there's like spikes come out of the handle of it. And the guy's like, ah. And then another guy comes, puts a stake in around here. And then somebody else comes through. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I saw a clip recently. Blade, Wesley Snipes. I think it was Wesley Snipes that went to prison for tax evasion because he saw some videos on sovereign citizens stuff like this. So there's some people that are like con artists, and they make like courses. It's like, hey, here's the secret truth. Okay, it's like you can learn the skill of driving without a driver's license, and the cops can't get you, and you don't have to pay taxes. It's like an anti-lawyer. It's somebody teaches you how to go to prison, but they go on a run of feeling safe for a while. Okay, what is the point? Okay, it's like empower you with the confidence, false confidence of like, oh, I don't need a driver's license, and you start driving without a driver's license. And somebody told that if the cops pull you over, it's like this. I'm not driving, sir. I'm operating a motor vehicle or something like this. Okay, it's like legalese. Like a lot of it is like some kind of wordplay. It's like, well, I'm traveling in a non-horse carriage or something like this. So it's like, but no, you're driving, sir. You need a driver's license. I'm not driving. I'm transporting myself in a non-horse-drawn carriage. Okay. Yeah. See, and then like they figure out pretty quickly it doesn't work. So, yeah. In what? Okay.
Yeah, but Wesley Snipes in Blade, that's a good movie. Okay, I'd say I haven't watched it in a while. I saw a clip from the movie, but I remember it was one of these movies that, as a teenager, saying was really cool. Yeah. Uh-huh. And I think Blade is a half breed, so it's like half vampire, half man, right? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. So here, I show you another elbow. We did some before. This is a more advanced one. The ones we practiced shadow box the last time were simple, more simple. It's like you start here. What can you do from here? Well, you can move your arm up like this, and it's an elbow strike. Okay, like you start just move this up, and that's an elbow strike. From here, turning and going like this, that's another elbow strike, and then like this, that kind of more from the side. Okay. I'm not saying that's the best way to throw them, but that's how I throw them, and they are effective. Okay, they're hitting hard. So that's the point. Another one that's a bit more advanced is attack with the elbow like this. This is another way to attack with the elbow. From here, okay, look what I'm doing here. And I'm attacking with the bottom of it. So instead of from here, I can go here, but I can also go turn and then attack with the bottom here. See here. So I'm impacting like this rather than like this. So that's another way to attack. And if it goes like to the middle of the face, the mouth or the nose, it can really hurt, or the overall. So I like to throw it kind of here and then straight down, 12 to 6. Yeah. You could get one of these. Now, it's a little bit of an investment, so it depends like how important, like how into martial arts practice you are. Okay. But okay, I'll show it again. So here, see there, and that can also hurt, right there. And that this can cut, it can break bones. It's bad. See there, and it's coming to the nose, and I'm going at 12 to 6, coming down here. You can also go more from the side, from here. And I'm turning around and then coming from the side more, like this. And it can be to the temple over bone side. So, like this. I saw a clip show up the other day, like doom scrolling. So it's like sometimes I see things that show up. Okay. It was a Muay Thai match. Was it somebody's Instagram? I follow martial arts possibly. I saw a clip show up where the guy did a powerful right elbow strike. I don't know if it was Raw Tang who won championship over this, but they showed in slow motion. Like almost the guy got scared. It looked like that created like a huge gash up here. Yeah, and blood. So. The most powerful attack that doesn't land doesn't do anything. So it's not just like how much power you can generate, but having technique that makes it like that you can actually land your strikes. Yeah. So speed goes into that obviously, because in a real fight, the guys I like to stand still here and wait for me to deliver. Like going here, like I'm charging up, okay, and I'm gonna hit you with something, and the chances is gonna be standing just like that if I do it that slow, are very low. So if I go, see, that's fast. So the speed, swiftness is important. If I'm fast enough, I can land something with a charge up, see. So if I go like here and I go start move my arm here slowly to land this, it's like he's unlikely to be there. He's got to do something to protect himself. So if I'm fast, that's faster. That's more likely, even with okay, that's faster and it's more likely to land. Like if I'm standing and looking and suddenly throw that, it's fast enough we could land. Okay. It also depends on who you're fighting. If you'd be fighting like a pro UFC fighter or Muay Thai artist or like an average Joe. Okay. Yeah. So from here, what's another thing we can do? Obvious attack is hit from here, turn left elbow strike here, move this up here, and this could be a setup, both blinding him, putting something, getting off balance, and this could be a setup. If he's moving backward from this, I can keep walking with him, but what I want to do is deliver the power right elbow. So here, one, this, okay. And if they're moving backward from this here, I can stop them, fall after them, push forward, and then explode into it. I can even do like a jumping thing. So setting up strikes and doing things, it's not just about the technique, like you can do it slowly, it's like speed is important, swiftness, speed. Like from here, see there, like if I'm standing like this, and it's like there's some drunk guy against like, hey, you mother. Most people, they're not going to see that coming. They don't have the time. That can end the fight right there on the chin. It's not forced, not position where if I can land on somebody's jaw, a lot of people, they will go down. I mean, you get knocked out from that. So that from here, to here. And that actually hit kind of at the tip, it slid down and went to the neck, so I could feel a little bit of pain there. So, here. Fighting tall opponents, overhand rights can work. If I'm here, and I do an overhand can work. Yeah, I like elbow strikes, my favorite techniques to practice. Yeah. The palm strikes, yeah. Palm strikes. Yeah, palm strikes are good. Palm strikes are good. If you want to be able to throw in a street fight and like throw hard shots to the head and things like this, like combos, and things like this, you really want to condition your knuckles, okay, and practice hitting something that gives resistance because you don't have wraps and gloves. So it's like hitting something that's not as hard as a human cradle necessarily, but almost, okay. It's giving me training where I can be like, sometimes if I hit a certain way, it will fold, okay. So it's like you're learning the skill of hitting without wraps and gloves, and you learn like what works and what hurts and what creates cuts, and basically get better at bare knuckle fighting by practicing throwing bare knuckle in impact training. This also gives me feedback because I can feel where my impacts are landing. So if I end up hitting with the fingers instead of the knuckles, the raw knuckles, I can feel that. Okay. So it can be adjusted. I throw a punch and I hit wrong, adjusted. Yeah, so elbow strikes and palm strikes are good for street fighting, self-defense. If we would be fighting each other, which is unlikely, but like if you're in the room right now and I wanted to hurt you and you need to defend yourself, if you start throwing like punches, like hard punches to my cranium, you risk breaking your hand as you're hitting me in the cranium, and I might not get knocked out. Like if you throw a punch, and especially if it lands here or something like this, I don't get knocked out, but you can break your hand. And like now this is out of commission, you can't punch anymore. So palm strikes and elbow strikes are good for like self-defense. Because with a palm strike, you don't have the padding of your knuckles, okay? It's just bone, okay? Now if you have your hand like this in the palm strike, you have muscle padding, so there's padding here. And you can still deliver concussive force to the head, meaning rattle the brain, So how knockouts are caused is by the brain moving inside the cranium. Like it's shaking, like turning, like bouncing around inside the cranium more or less. So like you're delivering energy to the head, which means you could cause a knockout by like getting somebody's head and then like shaking a baby, understand? Like theoretically, like you get somebody in the cranium, we go push back and then do this, like Q contra Q, like a whiplash. We go back and like this. Like theoretically, you could cause a knockout by shaking somebody's head fast enough without delivering like a impact, like shaking it, rattling it, and then the head moves around. So the point is this: I explained to you how a knockout happens. It's like it's the brain moving inside the cranium. So there's many ways to skin a cat. So one way I can shake the brain inside the cranium, like make the brain move violently inside the cranium, is that just only with knuckles like this. I can hit with the side like that too, with here with this part, and I'm still delivering force to the head that moves it. Okay. Another way, obviously, elbow strikes can have the same effect, especially if you have an elbow strike that lands on the jaw here. Yeah. And knees and things like this. So there's different things you can do and aim to do with techniques. It's breaking bone, causing bleeding, and knocking people out. So I cause a knockout, loss of consciousness, and you can aim to cut your opponent. So elbow strikes create cuts and gashes a lot of time. So if you look at Muay Thai and things like this, it's like maybe there's 100 elbow strikes landed, but none of them are knocking somebody out. And people get more, there's more statistically, you have a higher chance of knocking somebody out by kicking them in the head than hitting them with an elbow strike or boxing punches. That doesn't mean that none of these don't have the potential to cause knockout, but most knockouts in a Muay Thai match are caused by a kick or a knee or something like this. Now, I had to look at the statistics at the kicks. I would be confident to say that like most in a sport like Muay Thai, there's been more knockouts caused in Muay Thai fights by kicks to the head than anything else, like elbow strikes or knees. I would think kicks 1, knees 2, and maybe punch and elbow strikes number 3. Yeah. One of the things is your legs are more exercise. You walk around your whole life since you're a boy, walk around, you don't walk around on your hands, understand? So you have more daily activity exercising in your legs, okay? Also, it's longer, so distance acceleration equals power. So if I'm here, hitting you, there's a certain amount of force I can generate. Now if I stand over here, step in and then throw it, there's more acceleration happening, and this is moving faster when it impacts, okay? So basically the speed of it. So with a leg, it goes all the way from down here up here. So yeah, same thing with the arm. If I move my arm from here, a clothesline, from down here to here, I can hit really hard. More hard than if I throw the clothesline from here. So the more distance you cover, the more distance you cover with your attack, the more force you can generate typically. Which is why the Bruce Lee thing where he had like the 1-inch punch was so impressive, because it's like typically you need to have some space to generate force. Okay, and he would hold it like this and then go like this and then generate some force. So and notice what I'm doing with the left. I like to put something in front here, which is limiting the attacks. If I stand in front of this person like this, there's a lot of options to attack me. So if you think I'm standing here, he doesn't have his hands up in a guard. Now I can imagine this guy is his hands here, and I can go in between and attack like that, for example. But if he doesn't have a guard up, the head is open. Up from here, there's a lot of things I can do. Punch straight, because there's nothing in between his jaw and my straight punch. It's just open space. I can go through here. I can go like overhand left. I can do elbow strike here. Now, if the hands are up there, that complicates things. That can make it harder to land certain techniques. So if you think about it in the other perspective, it's like if I want to make it hard to land certain things, there's different things I can do with my hands. And obviously you can move your head too. So like here, for example, you could do that, see? And this could be, for example, something coming this. Let's say this person throws this. Here. What could I do to make that miss me? I can do this, see? And it comes over, now I just take that water or something like this. So, yeah. Yeah, if you're watching the phone stream, I'm still doing a podcast. So if you want to go hear both sides of the conversation, you've been just hearing me talking, because his voice is in my headphones. So if you watch the phone stream, you're not hearing him, you're just hearing me. Anyway. That right there would be a break the overall. I can sense what the attack would do as I connect them with it. Meaning, sometimes I throw a punch like this, and I'll be like, well, if that landed on my rib cage, I think it will break my rib. See? Now you can get a sense of what the attack would, what type of effect it would have on a human. If you look at this here, look at this here, from here, I can go with the left, here, combos from here now, this will be more powerful than the left. If I go from here, punch, left, now this is going to be more powerful if I can snap into, especially here. See, and turn my body with it here. So from here, it's mostly turning the arm here. Okay, here. This becomes more powerful. Bang. And I'm turning. So it's shoulder rotation and hip rotation. Yeah. From here, if you look here, there's more of this going on. And then this flew off, but I got it, so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like the lethal, the potential lethality effect of certain techniques. I noticed that. But I like that we talk about fighting techniques like that could kill somebody. So I like your mentality. Okay, I like your thinking. They say it's not just about looking cool. It's like this could possibly really this could kill someone. So it's like that means it's effective. You're interested in effective techniques that could really do something and not just kind of look cool. Yeah, that's good. Well, you could also kill somebody too. There's things that makes it more likely to kill somebody. Okay, so yeah. So martial arts is what? It's practicing for self-defense. So when you're gonna use it, it might be you have to kill the other person to not die yourself. Okay, so yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Okay. Have you heard about John Jones and his oblique kicks? He likes to target the knee area with them. Okay. Yeah, you can kick people's knees. Definitely. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna turn off the phone stream so you can keep watching this on go to my channel homepage and you can see it if you want to see. What happened to Ed? Did he disappear? I think he might have lost his internet connection, or is he still there? It went black, Ed. So here, this is the technique I was talking about here. You can kick to the knees like this. Unintentional green screen activation. So here, you can kick to the knee like this. Simple. You can kick down too. So it becomes up here and then kick down. Ed, I gotta end this. Okay, yeah, you just for a moment I thought you might have had some problem. See, if you catch it like that in the temple, still captures. It'll be bad.